Welcome to For Reddit Readers, where we turn the best stories from Reddit into captivating videos that you won't be able to stop watching. Let's begin with our first story.
Am I the asshole for explaining to my daughter why her milestones seems less important than her cousins? In our family there are 5 cousins ranging in age from 40 to 28. My daughter is the middle cousin, 33. My daughter waited 13 years to marry her now husband. When they got engaged, we threw them an engagement party in the backyard. I opted not to throw her a bridal shower. They had been together so long at the point it seemed tacky. I talked her out of a rehearsal dinner and brunch the next morning. It just seemed tacky for 2 people who had been together so long and already lived together to make such a big deal. A few weeks after her wedding she expressed disappointment, saying she went to all her cousins' bridal shower/rehearsal dinner happily, and when it was her turn she felt like no one cared. Now she is pregnant and a topic of a baby shower came up. All her cousins had babies already, so they have tons of baby stuff to give her. They don't need any more, so it seems silly to throw a big baby shower when she can get everything she needs from her cousin/sibling. A few nights ago she expressed to me that she feels like everyone else's milestones are celebrated while hers are always pushed to the side or an afterthought. I explained to her that the first wedding in a family is always the most exciting, and she waited so long that by the time she got engaged weddings were old news. All her cousins were onto having babies, and obviously babies are more exciting than weddings. Now that she is pregnant it feels like every other month one of the cousins is having a baby, so of course it's less exciting as the first new baby, but we are still happy for her. She said she was sick of attending everyone else's events only for hers to be pushed aside. I told her she sounded spoiled, and I have no heard from her since. I was just trying to explain why things seemed that way.
Second story.
Am I the asshole for asking step-daughter to move out? This is an ongoing issue going on in my home. I, 33F, am currently pregnant with my first child. I live in a 2-bedroom home with my husband and stepdaughter, 23F. Stepdaughter and I get along fine, no big issues, but we also are not super close. Now that the baby is coming we need more space. Unfortunately we can't afford a new home. I brought up to my husband asking stepdaughter to move out. My reasoning is that we really need her room for the new baby, and she is an adult with a full-time job, so it is time for her to be on her own anyway. My husband agreed and we brought it up to her at dinner one night. We told her we would help with her first 2 months' rent. I told her it would be fun her and I could go shopping, and I will help her decorate her new apartment. We tried to be as gentle as we could, but she was very quiet. Privately she told my husband that even though she has a full-time job she cannot afford to live on her own. My husband told her she did not need to move out, so now we are scrambling trying to find space for new baby. The other day I was home alone with stepdaughter and tried to talk to her about it again. I offered to help her find a roommate and she snapped on me. She snapped on me and told me to just leave her alone and locked herself in her room. When my husband got home from work he was mad at me and told me to leave her alone and not bring it up anymore. Things have been awkward and uncomfortable since, making my pregnancy very stressful. She is old enough to be on her own, she has a job, and we are willing to help her. We need space for our baby. I do not see how I am in the wrong here.
Third story.
Am I the asshole I didn't attend my son's wedding? I instead spent the evening with his ex-wife. Quick backstory: after graduating high school my son moved 3 states away for college. At 19 he married a girl he met. I tried convincing him to wait because I personally felt he was too immature. They both dropped out and moved back here to his hometown. At 20 they had their first child, a beautiful little girl. 16 months later, my daughter-in-law gave birth to their second child, a little boy. After the first baby, my wife and I noticed our daughter-in-law wasn't happy. We both thought it was PPD related. Just after the second arrived, my son and his wife separated. She would bring the kids over for a visit. It was then she began unloading on us. I know there are 2 sides to every story, but considering I know my son, I believed her. I sat my son down numerous times to speak with him regarding his marriage. He refused to take responsibility, blamed her for everything even when I directly pointed out where he was the sole problem. They got into counseling, and for a year things were okay on the surface. Our daughter-in-law filed for divorce. My son 3 days later was on Facebook announcing his new girlfriend. A month later, they were engaged. My son had forced his then-wife to become a permanent stay-at-home mom at the birth of their first child. She of course had no other family or friends here, she knew no one aside from us. She had nowhere to go with two small children. Unbeknownst to our son, my wife and I helped her financially and got her an apartment. Before the divorce was even finalized, we received a wedding invitation. I made it clear to my son I would not be attending and that they would not have my blessing. His mother told him she would see to it that I would attend. I stayed consistent in my decision. I also asked him not to bring his fiancée around our house out of respect for the mother of his children. The wedding happened on February 11th. The night before, my wife gave me the final push. I did not attend. Our daughter also did not attend for the same reasons. My wife picked up our grandkids, got them dressed, and attended the wedding. My daughter and I decided to spend the evening with his ex. I couldn't imagine her sitting alone while her kids attended their father's wedding. She was taken aback that I didn't end up attending his wedding. We took her out to distract her mind. I just wanted her to know she'll always be considered family to us. My daughter also made a joke they can drop the in-law status and just be sisters now. She was very tearfully grateful. I realized just how badly she needed our support and specifically on that night. The next morning, my son called to tell me how much of a horrible father I am for not attending his wedding. Few days later he caught wind that I spent the wedding evening with his ex. He said that was the ultimate form of betrayal, and further myself and his sister would have to earn a relationship with him on his terms only. ETA. First, I'd like to sincerely thank each and every one of you for your support, encouragement, and all the awards. I know without a doubt, I did the right thing. I even feel differently now. His mother should not have attended either. But we can't go back and undo that. So, my son saw the post. I had sent my daughter the link yesterday so she could read the comments. This morning she texted me at work, "Dad, you went viral." LOL, but anyways, he sent screenshots of the post and all my comments to his mom. He also told her, he's dead to me now. Time will tell if he means that. I'm sure he'll see this update too. For that reason, I'm positively certain the second he needs another cash loan I won't be dead anymore. His mom told him, "Your children have to be our number one priority. They're not just some disposable items you can leave behind when one chapter of your life closes." Maybe one day, he'll understand this.
Fourth story. Am I the asshole for not canceling my plans after my boyfriend learned about his diagnosis? I, 25F, work in event planning, so I always get invites or tickets to go high-end events. There was a huge event coming up that I was really excited to go to. I asked my boyfriend, 27M, 3 days before the event to accompany me and he said yes. So originally, the plan was my boyfriend, my stepsister and myself. On the day of the event, he said he had a doctor's appointment so he isn't sure if he can still attend. I said no problem and I waited for him to return home. A couple hours later he texted me and said he has something to tell me. I got worried and called him immediately. I asked if everything was okay and he said he was diagnosed with anemia so he'll have to take supplements. I expressed how sorry I was and spoke to him for about 2 hours, gave him pep talks, told him I'm here if he needs me, reassured him that I will always love him, etc. I then asked if he would still like to attend the event with me to take his mind off of things, to which he responded that he doesn't like the artists performing so he'd rather go another event. I said no problem, I will go with my stepsister alone. He got upset and hung up. I called him back, but he started an argument about how I'm selfish for going out while he's going through something. I told him that I already made the plans with my stepsister and I can't back out now as she's depending on me. I also don't drink so I would have been the sober driver and if I didn't go, she couldn't. I told him that this event is the only event my sister really wanted to attend and I promised her that I would take her months prior. I even told him I'll see him the next day and he said be safe and hung up. I got to the event around 11 and spent the entire event alone, just sitting down and watching the show by myself, having food and drinks. When I returned home around 2 a.m., I called him and he was awake playing video games. His first words were, "Look who cares about me again." I said, "I'm too tired for this," and he responded by saying that of course I'm tired. I went out without him knowing he's upset, but I love partying and meeting new people so much that I didn't think to stay with him on the phone. I told him he's being ridiculous and I would have stayed if it were just us who planned to go. He said my priorities are off and I'm an ignorant asshole. Keep in mind, I don't attend parties unless it's with my family and I only attend events a few times a year. So, am I the asshole for not staying on the phone with him and attending the event instead? Fifth story.
Am I the asshole for leaving the restaurant when my girlfriend admitted she's been lying to me for 10 years? Throwaway because my girlfriend knows my account. This is currently a major fight between me and my friends, so I'm looking for some guidance. My girlfriend, 28F, and I, 34M, have been together for almost 10 years. The entire time we've been dating I have purchased jewelry for her for every Christmas, birthday, Valentine's Day, etc. I consider myself good at picking out jewelry, and my girlfriend is always very appreciative with what I gift her and wears the pieces frequently. We won't be together for Valentine's Day, so we exchanged gifts yesterday night. I gave her a very expensive silver bracelet, which she then wore to lunch today with me and a couple of our mutual friends. One of our friends commented on the bracelet and my girlfriend told her it was a Valentine's gift. Our friend then said that was odd because she thought my girlfriend doesn't wear silver jewelry. I said, yes, she does. I've been buying her expensive silver jewelry for 10 years. My girlfriend then sheepishly admitted that she really prefers gold jewelry and that if she's buying for herself, that's what she buys. I was pissed. I feel like she embarrassed me by waiting until then to say something. I asked her why she never bothered to tell me, and she said something about not wanting to upset me and that she was just happy I was thinking of her. I told her that's stupid. I'm spending a lot of money to make you happy, not so I can feel good I bought you something. I ended up leaving the restaurant and our friends took her back to work. Anyways, her attitude about the whole thing is frustrating me, so I got a hotel room for the night and that's where I am now. She's leaving for her home state tomorrow to take care of her father for a few days, so I'm going to go home in the morning and think about what to do next. My friends and sister found out about the fight and are blowing up my phone telling me I'm a jerk and I need to get over it. They're also saying I'm wrong for storming out at lunch. I didn't storm out, I literally just got up and left. But I'm hurt that my own girlfriend doesn't communicate with me and I feel like she owes me an apology or at least an admission that she was wrong and should have said something earlier. Am I the asshole?
Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe for more Reddit stories.